Ladies and gentlemen, Bill, thank you very much. I appreciate your time and attention today. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you to AmCham for the great meal. I should say that when I was in Charlottesville, Virginia in high school, my physics teacher taught me that there's no such thing as a free lunch. And this is certainly proof, because I don't just have one bill by my plate, I have two bills, one on either side. So. All right, three bills. Sounds like an expensive lunch. It's great to be here. This is my first visit to the island, and I've had just a terrific time. It's been so wonderful to see the hospitality and the warmth of the people. I've had some really wonderful meetings. I had a great meeting today with President Ma. We had a good exchange of views about APEC and about the ways in which we can enhance our already broad and already substantial bilateral economic relationship. So with that, I want to give you just a few thoughts about the relationship, and if you'll bear with me, hopefully you'll find them useful. So it particularly pleases me to have the opportunity to address the American Chamber of Commerce. AmCham Taipei has a very impressive track record over the past 6 decades in partnering with the people of Taiwan to forge an economic miracle on this island. Your members have championed Taipei's accession to the World Trade Organization and sustained cornerstones of the U.S. community here, including the Taipei American School and other international schools on the island and English language radio. You and your firms are the glue that binds the U.S.-Taiwan economic relationship. And I took interest in the insights in your recent white paper on how we can further expand the already excellent economic opportunities shared by the people of Taiwan and the United States. My visit to Taiwan is the result of a meeting just 2 weeks ago between Secretary of State Hillary Clinton and Taipei's representative to the APEC summit, Dr. Luncheon, in Vladivostok, Russia. Secretary Clinton conveyed to Dr. Lien her appreciation for President Ma's principled leadership in removing barriers to closer two-way trade, including by taking an important step toward ensuring that Taiwan's food safety measures are based on science and are consistent with international standards on beef. I'm going to try this. How does that work? She also spoke of her desire to increase the momentum and expand the scope of our economic relationship, starting with my consultations here this week with senior officials. While we have a lot of work to do on specific trade and investment issues, my agenda this week is focused on expanding the scope of our discussions with Taiwan on our economic relationship. This relationship is complicated and involves a diverse set of actors in the public and private sectors. The bottom line, however, is that it is a relationship that serves both the people of Taiwan and the United States very well. Despite its relatively small population, Taiwan is our 10th largest trading partner, ahead of major economies like India and Italy, and the 15th largest export destination for American products. In 2011, our bilateral trade was roughly $67 billion. Our exports to Taiwan, which reached $26 billion last year, are diverse, ranging from electronics and machinery to chemicals and food products. These exports provide high-quality jobs for the American people and contribute to the growth of the American economy. Aid from the United States several decades ago also served Taiwan well and helped advance its economic development. As a result, the United States has proven that it is a reliable and sustainable trade and investment partner for all of the people of Taiwan. The over $13 billion in Taiwan investment in the United States has also been a major source of employment and a wealth creator in both Taiwan and the U.S. For example, in 1996, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Corporation, a subsidiary named WaferTech, invested $1.2 billion in Washington State in what was the biggest startup investment in that state's entire history. Today, WaferTech is the largest pure-play semiconductor foundry in the United States, producing components for cutting-edge technology products and employing over 1,000 Americans. Through President Obama's Select USA program, we are working to attract even more Taiwan investment to the United States in a range of fields and sectors. The United States is also the largest foreign investor in Taiwan, and many of you here today represent firms at the forefront of integrating production and logistics across the Pacific. Tourism is another area that both supports the relationship between our peoples and drives our economic activity. As you know, Secretary Clinton in January recommended that the Department of Homeland Security consider Taiwan for membership in the Visa Waiver Program. I know there is great anticipation for us to implement this program. I've heard this message loud and clear in the 2 days that I've been here, in almost every single meeting. And I fully share that anticipation. We've hosted 290,000 visitors from Taiwan last year, and I have no doubt that the ability to travel under the Visa Waiver Program would help attract many thousands more. Liberalizing travel for tourists and business travelers will greatly enhance our already close people-to-people relationship and would send a very strong signal of the strength and endurance of our relationship. A similarly important link between the United States and Taiwan is education. American universities have become important incubators for entrepreneurial firms, in part because they attract the best and brightest young minds from around the globe. Taiwan is #1 in the world on a per capita basis in the number of students it sends to the United States, and it is the 5th largest source of foreign students in the United States overall, with over 27,000 enrolled across the country in 2010. These students will graduate not only with a quality education, but also a global network of contacts that will give them a leg up in an increasingly competitive and borderless global economy. Many leaders in every sector of Taiwan have spent time in the United States, and we are confident that future generations will strengthen these same bonds by contributing their energy and ideas to the broader relationship. Taiwan's success is testament not only to the energy and ingenuity of its people and its companies, but also to the far-sighted policies of its leaders that have created a vibrant democracy that is committed to free trade and open markets. Decades ago, Taiwan's economy focused mostly on agriculture. Today, it is a global leader in everything from high technology to services. We are especially proud of the role that the United States has played in Taiwan's economic miracle. For example, the United States actively assisted Taipei's entry into the World Trade Organization in 2002, and more recently its accession to the WTO's Government Procurement Agreement in 2009. Since Taiwan lowered tariffs in line with its accession, local small and medium-sized businesses have thrived, in part due to their ability to integrate into supply chains with the United States and third country partners. The United States has also worked closely with Taiwan over several decades to bring its level of intellectual property rights protection up to the highest international standards, a condition that further encourages trade and, most importantly, the high-value investment. I want to take a minute particularly to recognize the efforts of the American Institute in Taiwan's offices here in Taipei and down in Kaohsiung. The advocacy of the executive, agricultural, commercial, economic, and public affairs sections have been instrumental to complement your efforts in addressing market access issues and legal and regulatory amendments to assist U.S. farmers, service providers, and manufacturers maintain and increase trade opportunities in the important Taiwan market. As our Assistant Secretary for Economic Affairs and Business Affairs, Jose Fernandez, mentioned when he spoke to you here in Taipei last month, AIT has been among the most effective implementers of the President's National Export Initiative. Taiwan's development as a vibrant, open society with a vigorous and free-spirited exchange of ideas has also created an environment conducive to innovation. Taiwan's prosperity has also been aided by its constructive and measured approach to sensitive issues in the broader region. For example, the transformation of long-tense relations with the mainland have yielded great prosperity and reduced tensions on both sides of the Taiwan Strait.